Item 5. So there's more stuff on the agenda, so don't think we don't get to leave after I say this, but figuring out what we do next month. I want to get us a little more organized in how we do things. The question keeps on coming up, how do we know what we're working on? Well, that was what the purpose of the work plan was, is so that we would know what we're working on. I mean, things change, but for now, we have the work plan that says next month we will be discussing, well, I guess we've pretty much finished the processes report. That's been done. So we'll be discussing homelessness. It's about the main.
And we do have a commitment from Ray Bramson to be at next month's meeting.
Okay.
So I think I've already lined that up for you. So I think, the issue may be one that is worth having the committee devote,
Substantive time.
have a long and substantial discussion of where you want to go with it.
So we can have most of the month for discussing homelessness next month. Is there anything else that we want to talk about, add on to the agenda?
Well, I can also work with Norma, and we can decide if there are other folks that the commission would like to hear from in addition to Ray. And maybe I'll get some ideas from Ray as well, that, perhaps there are some community-based partners that would be good to talk to as well.
I'd like to recommend Downtown Streets teams, if we can bring them in just to give us a briefing.
How many people are helped by that organization? Do you have any idea? Is it hundreds or?
I believe it's hundreds. I'm not too sure, but it's a great program if you can get involved in that. So, and they definitely help.
All the people from downtown?
Does it sweep
Or are there still people laying around in
Yes.
St. James Park?
Yes.
Yes, there is, but what the team does, the streets teams actually comes into neighborhoods and assists with illegal dumping, or not large items, but the smaller debris on the streets. They pick, they really do help with, like for my neighborhood, Roosevelt Park. They're great. So I'd like to hear more, and I don't know if the city plans to expand their services in the future.
A solution.
Yeah. Great.
Because people are working for, that's what our neighbors, the ones who are forming this new organization as we speak at Frost Elementary School, they say they're laying around and we're paying for them, because we have jobs.
What I did hear about 6 months ago is that there's a long waiting list to get into the streets team. So that's kind of a bummer.
So I heard some people talk about hiring the homeless to make the modular houses to house the homeless, that the materials were not that expensive, and that was one of the ideas, was
Good idea.
hire them to build, and then you need to have a place to put them, and then
That's
you get,
exactly, that
and then
is
where do you put
an
them?
issue.
And you can't put them in county parks because that's up on top of the mountains. You don't want to put them out in not in my district and not in
Yeah.
my parking lot.
Whatever
And-
happened to the thing about the fairgrounds?
I
Our fairgrounds.
Is that still being discussed?
It was at one point.
We'll find out next month.
Next month.
You get to let us know what the suggestions are and what the pluses and minuses.
Yes, because when I brought up the mini housing that I believe is happening right now in Utah, there's some city you guys probably heard of where they have been wiped out. There are no homeless on the streets. It's just like parts of Denmark. They have managed to clean them up by putting them in these mini houses, and this is one of the discussions I had with Osh. And then he said, well, here's the issue is with that, the space, the land, where? So, like I tell you, it's way over my head. I need all the help I can get.
I keep on seeing all the land in certain sections of the freeway right-of-ways that could be used, but I don't know. That's for some other people to talk about. So anyhow, so from our work plan, we have follow-up on this, on the homelessness. I thought we'd also have more on the process, but we got that one taken care of. So I guess we'll have a rather,
Well, I will have a report out on what I hear from legal and my conversation with folks. So we'll have a little bit more.
On
But
what?
that can fall under staff report.
on which?
On the work process.
Okay.
Because I will talk with the city manager's staff and with the attorney's office on
And
that.
you were holding up pictures of illegal dumping?
Well, it occurred to me, I believe September 30th, we have a newfound ability to have 3 large items picked up for free. So, okay, hold on. One, no. Well, it's
One.
one order of 3 items.
No, it's one large item pickup.
Right,
You have
but-
to call that designated number.
Right, but in that one large order, it's 3 items.
Couldn't give it out because we had
It's like a,
approved it.
okay, regardless. So since one of our colleagues took the time to print these, is that a topic that we wanted to bring up since we have a seemingly light meeting next week, next month?
Start the item early.
I mean, this is intractable as illegal, as homeless, as far as I can tell.
That's where I feel, because there's not enough people in that department anymore.
So just to give an update on the September 1st, one large item pickup. So there was a recycle rate plus increase that took effect July 1st of 2015. That is so the city can offer the one large item pickup that's going to start September 30th. So that's right around the corner. There's a few designated phone numbers for different areas of the city that you are to call to schedule the pickup. Now, if you do have more than one large item, you can call your designated service provider and pay that additional fee to pick up the extras.
So that's just information to share with
Yeah.
the public right now then.
Right.
So for the meeting next month, can we go through and maybe put ad hoc subcommittee formations for a number of these?
That's what I was beginning to
Let's
wonder about.
maybe just go get them all kicked
Good.
off.
Started?
Yeah.
Yeah, because November looks pretty full. And one other thing is, that's item is-
We do need to change the date or deal with the November meeting because it is a city holiday. Your normal meeting date is November 11th, which is Veterans Day.
And we have a lot planned for November, so.
Right. So we can look into, the will of the commission to meet a week earlier or meet a week later, but, or something along those
Or
lines.
a month later, since we don't have a December meeting.
Or you could meet in December instead of November.
But no, December is, people are busy.
Yeah,
Plus,
yeah.
Too much.
Keep it in November.
November better than December.
A
week earlier sounds good.
week earlier works for me.
Okay.
I'll be on travel that week.
On the first.
Why can't you shift it a day? Why can't it be a Thursday?
We can
Has to
shift
be
it a day
Wednesday?
later.
Does it have to be a Wednesday?
Well, no, in fact, part of the challenge will be finding the location for the meeting. And so I don't know what other commissions meet on the prior weeks or the prior, so we're going to have to do a little juggling to figure that out. We could also certainly schedule the November meeting to be at an off-site location, like one of the community centers. But again, any city facility will be closed on November 11th. So we would need to,
Coco's.
I mean, there's ways we could do it creatively and still meet on November 11th. I'm more than willing to staff you on that day if you want to keep it on that date. But we would probably have to find a community
Yeah.
partner with a meeting room.
Michelle, could you go through for next meeting, kind of do a survey of what's available of this room, and then we'll make a decision, agendize it for next meeting. Some
Yes,
options to pick.
I'll have it in writing and posted. I actually will not be here at the next meeting because this assignment came up rather quickly, and I was already scheduled to be on my way to Cuba.
Are you taking us?
So I will be,
That's right.
I will not be here, but Ernest Acevedo, who is taking over the Human Services Commission staffing for Ernest Guzman, my one of my other colleagues will be staffing you next month, but I'll have all the work done in advance because I don't leave until October 12th. So yes, it's a long answer to your question, Joe. Yes, I will have dates and options available.
Thank you.
Okay?
Do we know anything, I was late, I'm sorry, but do we know anything about Ernest? We have no,
So I know that you're not supposed to publicly talk about people's health problems now, or at least that's where I worked. I know they're not supposed to
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
You're not even not supposed to give a good get well card because that acknowledges that they were sick.
We
Strange
can
workplace
offline,
rules.
right?
I'm sorry.
pardon?
We can do it offline.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I don't know what's going on, and I don't want to know what's going on. So moving forward, so we're working on the agenda for next month. So we're doing a lot of homelessness, and if other people have topics, but send it to me, the chair and the staff, and it's not a guarantee that it gets on the agenda, but if it looks like it can fit, we'll try to fit it on. So announcements, we have a new person here. So